Welcome back, Fantasy Fiction Fanatics. It's great to see you again, and I hope you're doing well. Today, I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys what kinds of characters are my absolute favorites. Like, who are the characters that I just absolutely love and think are the best to read and really engage me in a story. I have 4 all-time favorites. Though I like a lot of different kinds of characters, these ones are the ones that I know for sure I am pretty much going to enjoy and like, and will probably rave to you guys about once I read them. So if you end up liking this video and my favorite characters, give me a like or a thumbs up. And if you end up liking this video and you want more from me, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not, I would love to have you join the Fantasy Fiction Fanatics community. Also, don't be afraid to list your own favorite characters down below. I'd love to hear what kind of characters are the ones that you guys get excited about and the ones that you love to read or to watch, depending on if it's a movie or TV show or from a book. Okay, so my first and number one favorite kind of character is the snarky, sarcastic characters that you're wondering how they're not dead yet, because they're always snarky at like the most inopportune time and are always egging on the bad guys when they're trapped and helpless. So those characters are the best. A lot of times I see them in first person point of view books, or they're usually the main character, and I absolutely love these characters. Like, seriously, they're hilarious, and you always, or at least I always feel like, how are they not just killed immediately, because they're just annoying the bad guys so much, and how do they always get themselves out of these situations? I love that personality. There is a lot of books that are my top favorite books that have this kind of personality for the main character, and it's probably not a surprise because I just really, really love these kind of characters. Like Dresden Files, main characters that way. Mercy Thompson, main characters that way. Rain Benares series, main characters that way. So many others that I could list, but we don't have time for that. But this character is just really, really great. I love their personality. I love that they are not intimidated by the bad guys. Even if they're scared, they are not intimidated and they will not be backing down from them. And they have the best quips in their minds. It's great. So definitely my top favorite kind of character. I really don't know how I would survive without this kind of character. Second are the very much the mysterious idiots or mysterious comedic characters. And what I mean by that is they're always the characters that seem like they're dumb or seem like all they are meant to be are like comedic relief, and yet there's always something in the background that shows that maybe there's something more, and usually you end up discovering that they are definitely something more than they're presenting themselves to be. For example, if you know the Dragonlance series, Fizbin is a really good one for this one, or in the Dark Sword trilogy, Simkin is a really good suggestion for this. But it's in a lot of different books and different kinds of stories where they act really dumb or they do stupid things, or they're the character that everyone's like, oh my gosh, I have to like babysit this character because they cannot handle life on their own. And then they have these moments of seriousness, these moments of projecting their real self out there, and you can tell, even if it's just a slight moment that they have that you can tell there's something more to them, and there's something that you don't know, and it gives you something to be interested in. I always feel like the first time I'm reading a story with that kind of character is, what is behind that facade? What is really going on, and who is this person? And I love that mystery. I love the fact that I can be like, the character's funny or whatever in the moment, and I enjoy seeing their facade, but then I always have that mystery in the background where I'm trying to figure out exactly who they are and how they fit into everything. And then once you read the book, you know, it's like you get the enjoyment when you reread or when you rewatch something where it's like, I know who that character really is, and I can't wait for that reveal moment to the other characters. So knowing or not knowing, there's good parts to both aspects. So the initial read or the initial watch and learning the character and figuring out what the real person is behind the facade, and then the time where you already know and you're revisiting the story, and then you see even more of those signs. You're like, oh, that's how that means, and oh, that I didn't pick that up the first time, but that's what that means because this character is really this person or like this. So absolutely love these kind of characters. The third one is the underestimated, unassuming characters. So I couldn't think, when I was prepping for this video, I couldn't really think of tons of examples, even though I know I've read them in several different books. The main character that I could think of as a reference was Tasselhoff Burrfoot from the Dragonlance series. I know that's not the most helpful in case you haven't read that series, but this kind of character is the kind of character where they're either, like a child, or they're just meant to be comedic relief in the eyes of other characters in the story, or they're somebody who's like really weak, and you just think like, oh hey, this character, like they're really not anything special, they don't really bring any value, and they're the kind of character that you kind of have to baby. At least the other characters think that, but really they don't see the true value that they bring. Like they're kind of under the radar of like, they do amazing things and nobody really realizes that they are doing these amazing things, that they really do bring value when it matters most. So I really like these characters because they're underestimated, and they don't do it for the recognition. They just do it because that's who they are, and they don't even, I think, sometimes themselves realize how valuable they are, but they do make a difference in the story. And sometimes other characters realize this, sometimes they don't. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that us as the reader can see that value and can see how important they are to success. Even though they've been underestimated, they think that they're not really that important of a character, but really they are, and really they do provide that value. And I really like that, the fact that even sometimes the characters themselves don't realize that they are somebody of importance and somebody that can bring something to the table. They just do it because that's what they think that they should do, and that's how they believe is the right thing to do. And I just really, really love those characters. I think that it's nice sometimes having the unassuming character that just wants to do the right thing and just does it because that's who they are. And last but not least, I really, really like characters that are underpowered or not as strong as their enemies, but are smart and are determined, and that is what makes them successful. There's several different examples of this kind of character, but it's really just a lot of different things. I could also mention like the Dresden Files, again, since he is a mix of the snarky, sarcastic person and the underpowered, smart, determined character. Same thing with Mercy Thompson. Same with a lot of characters. Kate Daniels from the Kate Daniels series. I'm mentioning quite a few urban fantasies for these, but there are also high fantasies that have these kind of characters as well. But these characters I really like because it's not about power for them. It's not about how they're just the best characters. They're the best, power-wise. They're just like the most amazing fighter, the most amazing magician. They're just the most amazing anything. They are just an average person who wants to do the right thing or has to do the right thing, and they are just determined. And because they're not overly powerful and not overly, amazing in fighting, they just have to work with what they've got, and that makes them smart, and that makes them think outside the box than other people, and that is how they outwit their opponents, and that's how they overcome obstacles, and that's how they win the day. It's truly amazing to see what people can do when they put their minds to it, and if they just let themselves cultivate their knowledge and their smarts. And it doesn't have to be that raw talent always wins the day or that raw power wins the day. It's all about how can you figure out how to be successful and how you can overcome those that are kind of above you or could oppress you. but you figure it out and you get it done anyway, just from determination and from using what you have in a smart way. I really, really appreciate those characters who don't let their disadvantages get in their way. They just plow through and they just try to do what is right, whether it's a mountain they have to climb or whether they have to be enemies that they think they can't win. They're going to find a way to do it anyway. So there you have it. There are my top 4 character types or traits that I really, really enjoy, and those are the characters that usually suck me in and that I'm drawn to. Of course, I like other characters as well. Of course, there's a lot of good character types out there, not just these 4, but these are the ones that really stand out to me as being majority making up my favorite characters, usually embody at least one of these traits, if not multiple of them. So let me know if you'd like me to think of some more examples for each of these kind of characters, if you are more interested in knowing other kinds of stories that these characters occur in, or let me know what your favorite characters are. I'd love to know what characters and what personality traits really get you invested in a character. I would be super interested to have a conversation with you about it. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.